Later on Galaxy at 11:30, there's a riot up on the hill and a job for the blues. First, The Happening.
Don't cry, baby. Won't you dry your eyes? Come on, honey, and let's be sweethearts once again. You know I didn't mean to treat you all so mean. Come on, honey, and let's be sweethearts once again. So don't cry, baby. Won't you dry your eyes? Come on, honey, let's be sweethearts once again. Baby, won't you dry your eyes? Come on, honey, and let's be sweethearts once again. You know I didn't mean to treat you all so mean. Come on, honey, and let's be sweethearts once again. So don't cry, baby. Won't you dry your eyes? Come on, honey, let's be sweethearts once again. Come on, honey, let's be sweethearts once again. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Are you ready to be sucked into our regular vortex of music and love? Well, we've got lots of comedians. For instance, we have Otis Cannelloni, we have Eddie Izzard, we have the Rubber Bishops, we have Jeremy Hardy. For instance, all of those people on tonight's show here tonight. We have Harriet, all the way from Sheffield. And we also have fantastic singer Viola Wills, ladies and gentlemen. But before we go any further, let's begin with a bit of comedy. In that direction? No, in fact, right here. Please, a virtual rise from me, and welcome Mr. Mark Hurst.
Thank you. Thank you. I like to do this dance now, voguing. Have you seen this on the Madonna video where you stop in the middle of your dance and strike up a pose from Vogue magazine. It's a great idea, but they're using the wrong literature. They should use more down-to-earth working-class literature, like Viz comic. We could have Vizzing. This would be better. Do something like sitting on a toilet seat, no lock on the door. Something more down-to-earth like that. Shagging a kebab out of sheer desperation. Something like that, I think. And when you go and see one of your favourite rock stars live, it is always a con and a disappointment because you never get a proper view. I paid £20 to see Prince at Wembley, and all you end up doing is squinting at this tiny little figure. That's when he stood next to him at the bar as well, that is, huh? Great gig, love the encore. Oh shit, I've killed Prince. But the tape that I'm most anxious to get hold of at the moment is the tape of the Strange Ways riot, because apparently they did tape the whole thing. They also said the riot was orchestrated. It sounds like they turned it into a bleeding musical then, huh? Prisoner on the Roof or something, huh? And we have a police force that are out of order, and we're told to feel sorry for them now because of all the stress and all the low morale and all the extra work that they've had all year with poll tax rioters who Neil Kinnock called Toy Town revolutionaries, if you remember that famous phrase. Now, that conjured up to me a steamy night in Camberwick Green or something, huh? Mrs. Honeybun's rioting because they just set a rate £10 more than Chigley. Ooh. Who's making the flower bombs? It's Windy Militant. I don't know. And I've got hold of a magazine. This is the official Police Federation magazine. You can't buy it in the shops. This is their own magazine. And with great flair and ingenuity, it's called Police. There you go. Black policemen on the front, because the Met are really eager to show that they're trying to attract ethnic minorities into the police force. The recruitment drive usually is knocking down the door, searching. Yes, I thought so. You haven't got an application form. There you go. Anyway. The other thing that they're doing is they're trying to disprove the myth that there's no illiteracy in the police force. They've asked different police people to write short articles about what it's like being a police person. And it's a bit, this is one, it's a bit like a school essay, but I'll read it. My name is Paul, I am 30, I am in the police, it is good. What I like is when we get people for things. Once I got someone for something, but he ran off. I found him later on and he fell down some stairs. It was good. There are some black people in the police now, and sometimes we call them names and they look sad. Once the sergeant asked me which ones had been calling them names, but I said I don't know, but I did. There are lots of bad people, so I think we should have guns. What I don't like is my hat, which looks funny, and sometimes people laugh, but if I had a gun, they might not. I'm Paul, age 30, so we're in good hands really there, I don't know. Oh, thank you. Tell you can always tell what job a comic did before they moved into comedy, because it's obvious. I don't know if you've had this guy on the happening. He used to be a cab driver, and it's obvious what he used to do, because he comes out like this. He comes out like, here's a good one, right? This blow, it's just totally obvious to everybody. And you get a cliche as well when you do this for a living. You'll always get someone who says, you must have been the class comic at school. You must have used your humour to fend off the bullies. I said, yes, I was the class comic. I was also the class bully, actually. Kids didn't laugh at my jokes. I stick a compass in the leg, and that's how it went. Yeah? You have to have some way of getting through those terrible years, and I was the comic, but all the other kids had their different methods, like the speciality acts, the one who could turn his eyelids inside out all day, make them stick, you know. And the double-jointed one as well. Miss, Paul's dislocating his wrists again. Come on, Paul, you're upsetting the rest of the class. There was Gina Barrett, the most middle-class girl in the school. She didn't have a television. She said, Mummy and Daddy won't have a television. They say it kills conversation. So it's killed this one. You don't know what happened in Lost in Space, you weird bleeder, wasn't it? Did you have a mad kid? Totally mad. Broken collarbones at all times and absolutely mad. Really weird eyes. He's not scared of teachers or pupils. He's just bleeding mad, he is there. And his dad's mad as well. He comes down, like, you know. Thinks parent power is chinning the headmaster, that sort of thing. And did you have a liar who would sit next to you all day and just come out with one load of crap after the next and expect you to believe it? I had one. He used to sit there. My granddad used to play for Arsenal. We're having a swan for Christmas dinner. I have regular sex with a married woman. What? Talking about her. Did you have an amateur tattooist with a rusty compass and a bottle of Quink ink? Any designer up to 40 letters, you could have it there. He would take the compass out of his leg for not laughing at one of my jokes and get to work. But he used to say, if it turns septic or goes funny, keep my name out of it, he used to say. Tell him you fell in the playground. Which is pretty difficult trying to explain to your dad that you fell and cut yourself and he accidentally spelled Sheffield Wednesday are brilliant. And miracle, I don't know, huh? And we had a visiting American as well, Tom Jordan. He came to our school for a year, and he wouldn't say maths, he'd say math. I hate math. We got triple math. You just get him in a headlock. It's plural round here, all right? Say maths or Alan will tattoo it on your forehead, all right? Then he has to go back to America. His dad says, "What's that on your forehead, Tom?" "I don't know. I fell in the playground, huh?" I would hang around on the corner with my little friends. We would have no skin on the roof of our mouths because we had a whole quarter of pineapple chunks, one after the other. Then, when we had a great big mouth full of fruity gob, we'd do a long, thick spit and suck it back up before it gets to the bottom. Lovely stuff. Adolescence sets in, and I'll never forget, I went through puberty at exactly the same time as my mother went through the change. So we were like two wild animals circling round each other in the house. One of us has got to get hormone replacement treatment, and I'm only 14, so I think it's you, all right? Because you're 14, surly, sexual, suicidal, weird, and private. You want to do lots of things in your room by yourself. And I once did the whole of Bohemian Rhapsody in front of the mirror, all the way through, all the fiddly bits, right from the beginning, like, is this the real life? Is this just fantasy? Then the middle bit's like, Galileo, Galileo, let him go, right to the end. But you're not alone, your dad's in the doorway saying, "You daft bastard!" It's bad stuff. I'll tell you what, I have a fantasy about doing this job, is that one day I wake up and there's an advert in the paper for a royal jester for the 90s. The royal family have decided the command performance is only once a year. They want a laugh every day. I'd fix my CV, I'd get the job, then I'd really brown off the royal family. And this is what would happen. This would be my first day at work, you'd be the royal family, and I'd be the jester. And this is how it'd go. Well, thank you all for coming. I'd like to start off. How many members of the royal family does it take to change a light bulb? None. You've got servants to do it for you, you greedy bastards. I might pick on the Queen Mother and say, "Congratulations on your 90th birthday. I do believe they're trying to make your holiday into a public holiday. On that day, everyone has a day off work, like you all do every day, you lazy bastards." I might nip in with a Skoda joke, because they're very popular. I'd say, "What's the difference between the royal family and a Skoda? You can pick up a Skoda for a few £100. You cost millions every year, you greedy bastards." But I think I would have to leave them on this one. I'd say, "What do you get if you cross the royal family with the royal family?" Exactly, you're genetically defective bastards. There you go.
We wouldn't leave it there, ladies and gentlemen. It's coming thick and fast. There's so much on this evening's show that it's hard. It's hard for the cameramen to actually get into position quick enough. I think, however, they are, very nearly. And so please virtualise once again, away from me, over in that direction, and welcome Otis Calaloli.
Yes, good ladies, evening and gentlemen. Otis Cannelloni, reluctant messiah, man of the people, O-level woodwork. So well qualified for tonight's show, and tonight I shall be performing skills of mystery, skills of madness, but above all else, skills of magic. Oh yes. The mystery, who the fuck is this guy? The madness, who the fuck booked him? And the magic, where the fuck's he gone? Now, it's very important for a magician to start off with a trick that gets everybody on his side. So I've worked this one out especially for the start of my show. I hope you like it. Watch very closely. I thought that was a brilliant opener. Oh, I just lost my bottle now, right. OK, you're a sophisticated audience. Well, nobody's puked yet. So a piece of card magic. This is a wonderful piece of card shuffling. This is my version of the latest government cabinet reshuffle. Only the Queen of Spades left. Look at that. What's the difference between Maggie Thatcher and Guy Fawkes? Nothing. Burn them both. All right, the lady's not for burning. OK. I can take a hint. Ladies and gentlemen, to thrill you even further, I shall attempt a trick that's never been seen inside this country before, and indeed any country whatsoever. I shall attempt juggling with live guinea pigs. Juggling with semi-conscious guinea pigs. Never work with children, animals, or Jeremy Beadle. That's my motto, and never has been. Ladies and gentlemen, all the way from America, New York, Washington, Ohio, DC, the Bee Gees. There's Barry, Morris, and Robin. This one's not for the squeamish. Juggling with the Bee Gees, with the eyes closed. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Shut your eyes. All right, difficult crowd. No more messing about. What's blue and green and covered in parasites? The world. It's time now for my first love. Actually, my first love was Cindy, but let's not go into that. My first love, which is balloon modelling. Balloon modelling, and my family motto is think big. Quick impression? I am not a number, I am a free man! Now it's time now for a lovely, peaceful piece of audience participation. I shall send this beautiful balloon into the stalls. It's going to go around the stall area, up into the circle, along the circle area, back into the stall area, and then back onto the stage. You're going to enjoy it. It's beautiful. There's 3 things to remember. We don't want you to burst it, because it cost me 10 quid. And because BSB stands for Big Strapping Bouncers, and anyone does, they'll pull your head off. Here it goes. Got a musical accompaniment? Whoa! Fucking hell, a cameraman working. Come on, the sky's the limit. Apparently. Now, come on, pay attention. There's some topical comments going on here. How many Father Christmases does it take to change a light bulb? There's no such thing as Father Christmas. What's the matter with you people? Come on. Here it comes. Follow that. Get that camera. That's it. Get it. Look at that. 3, 1. That's what I call magic. Thanks very much. Good night.
In this beautiful world of ours, it's comforting to know that all new Polos come with a catalytic converter which reduces toxic exhaust fumes by up to 90%. The new Volkswagen Polo. Cars don't come any cleaner.
I'm learning fast. I'll give it my best shot.
I knew I could do it.
An extraterrestrial finds himself lost on Earth. Only one little boy can help him. Mac and Me, Sunday night at 6 on the Movie Channel.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Without any further ado, Mr. Eddie Izzard.
Good evening. I'd like to apologise for being a bit knackered today, but yesterday was a rather special day, apart from the usual thing. I had a bit of a binge, started off down a pub, had a few jars, you know. Then we all went off down another pub and had a few jars, and then we all ended up back at my place and had a few more jars, and after that I thought, whew, that's enough jam for me. It's endless, isn't it? Cheers, yes, Ooh, no, I'm not driving, it's all right. I don't know, you know, and you can't throw it up, it just goes, You don't have a hangover, you have a hang-under, really. It's all right, you wake up in the morning, your head's completely clear, but your bum's backed up for a couple of weeks. You're saying, it's all right, you can shout, but don't push me, right? Because it's... And it's because I had the launch yesterday. I first finished my autobiography. It's called Eddie Izzard, The Wilderness Years. And it's great. It's going to be on sale in all good bookshops, as usual, but also we're going to sell it in the bad bookshops as well. You know, the bad bookshops, they're the ones with just 3 books in and an elephant and a bloke behind the desk going, oh, we used to be a good bookshop. But the elephant, all the books. We got a couple of cheese rolls and stuff. I want to be a good bookshop. I've only got 3, they're all the same. So we're selling it there. And, you know, it's being serialized, you'll probably get to read it, but you'll know if you do read it. I had a rough childhood. We had to escape from Nazi Germany in 1937, you see. Because, well, my father, you see, he was Liberal Party candidate in Munich. During the 33 elections, you know, and he was standing on jobs, pensions, freedom of speech, good liberal values, and he was up against Hermann Goering, who was standing on that vote for me or I'll kill you, you know. Good Nazi values. And we were losing hands down at the time, and we had to escape. So my mother, she took me down to the banks of the Rhine, the river, and she went to the bank and she took some reeds on the bank, and she took some mud, and she fashioned them into the shape of a U-boat. Right? And she placed me inside. I floated off down the river, never saw my parents again, you know, and I was brought up after that by wolves. Actually, they were out yachting one day, and woof, 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 you know, and it was brilliant, you know, being brought up by wolves as a kid. They gave me a name. They called me I think, and they taught me how to hunt and how to fish and how to play backgammon. It was brilliant, you know. And wolves just natural at fishing, you know, because it's animal instinct. They just wait by fast-flowing rivers, and then when a big fish comes along just at the right moment, they reel it in really, really quickly. Land it with a net. Brilliant stuff, you know. And we were wolves, we were young, we were crazy. We were running all the time, hunting, that's what we were doing, hunting antelope. You know, there were 20 of us charging, we're hunting antelope. Well, to be honest, 19 wolves and me, and I was going, ooh, woof, woof, woof. blend, you know. And these bears came by and said, who the fuck are you? I said, hi, I'm a wolf. Catch you later. And we were hunting, and after about 20 minutes, these antelope really pulling away. So we had a discussion and agreed to move our legs as well. That really helped. Big key in hunting, got to move towards the prey, otherwise very, very slow. And after that, those wolves can move, you know, because like, they got 4 legs between them. No, they got 4 legs each. 4 legs each. Not 4 legs between them is stupid, you know. That'd be 1 leg every 5 wolves, wouldn't it? But not that, don't mean that. Because then you'd have 1 wolf on 1 leg, dragging 4 wolves on strings, you know, and that's not quite an efficient hunting method, you know. So I don't mean that one. So 4 legs each, and they could really shift it, and I couldn't keep up with them. So I took to driving a small red car, right? And it was great, you know. It was the same mind position. I loved it, you know. And it was a hatchback. It was quite roomy. So I said, guys, get in the back, you know. Yeah, put the seatbelts on, the kid one, well, and I turned the fan up full so their ears would blow back. And it was great, and these bears came by, and I said, don't ask. Catch you later. Mush, mush. And these antelope were really getting the wind up now, because we were catching up. The antelope were like, oh my God, they're catching on us now. Because all the antelope were on space hoppers, right? Anyway. I was in the car going, go, and I wound down the window and said, get the gun, guys. We haven't got a gun, have we? Oh, shit. So I just leaned out the window, we'd catch up the antelope, and I leant out and I went, that's my name. It was funny in those days. And this is all up in the jungles of northern Germany, as you all know from O-level geography, you know. Amazing animals up there, like the kookaburra, big green bird, 6'3", dark hair. And you know how birds have that warning cry that they give off? You know, all birds do that. Kookaburra's got a very distinctive one, which goes something like, oi! Piss off! You know, get out of there quick, you know. And it was rough and tumble in the jungle, you know, we were fighting all the time. We had gang fights, you know. And we used to fight the sharks up in the Baltic. And we all had gang names. The sharks were called the Sharks. Because they were sharks. And we wolves, of course, were called the Jets. And we'd go down to the beach and we'd taunt the shark. We'd say, hey, you sharks! Yes, you with the fins on. You're not very nice at all. Yeah. And that would get them pissed off, you know. And they'd gnash their teeth together in that way that sharks can't do. And they'd rush right up onto the beach and die. Oh, I'm a bit under stress at the moment, you know, because of the pressure. Last year I've just had a lot of pressure, and the way I deal with stress, I'm not sure about your methods, but the way I deal with it, I go to my duvet cover, right? And I undo all the little popper points at the bottom of my duvet cover. Then I get into my duvet cover, and I do back up all the little popper points. It's so secure in there, isn't it? Oh, it's great, because duvets, remember, because we used to be sheets and blankets, wasn't it? Sheets and blankets, sex, you'd have British sex underneath sheets and blankets. You go, yes, I've finished now. You have come? Yes, I've come under sheets and blankets. And it'd be hellish, especially if your mother had tucked you in really tight. You go, I'm sorry about Mum, she's not supposed to be here. You'd have to rip it out the sides, wouldn't you, and do all that waving stuff. But with a duvet, you can have sex underneath a duvet, can't you? You can throw it in the air and have sex and come before it lands again. Yeah. And finally, I just want to mention, it's nice to do a gig today on such a special day, because as you all know, today was National Oral Sex Day. And it was great. We were all out celebrating, weren't we? Weren't we? All right. It was great. There was a march. Did you hear about it? You know, it was on television. There's 200,000 people up Whitehall, up to Trafalgar Square. What do we want? Oh. How are we going to get it? I don't know. Yes, it's completely weird. Anyway, that's all from me. Thank you. Good night. Cheers.
Well done, Eddie. We liked him, didn't we? Yeah. In your own time. Oh, let's try it again. We liked him, didn't we? Yeah. That's right. It's all. Everybody has been completely sharpened up here and ready for the next group. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Is It?
You're out of touch, there may be worries. Just take your time and you'll understand. I see red lights through the night in the darkest corners. All the red lights can't be right. You get what you ordered. To find the one to keep you busy. It's not that easy at first to see, but trying hard to please comes so naturally. You must relate to another kind. I see red lights through the night in the darkest corners. All the red lights can't be right. You get what you ordered. There you get it right. Yeah. Knocked on all the doors, there's no answer. Maybe come back another time. But secretly you think, do I need this? I'll take a plane to another land. Hit me 2 times. Take a plane to another land. Yeah. Woo. I did something that ain't so right. No. Then you hit me. See the red lights over me, yeah. People of the night, you gotta get ready because it's your turn to have some fun. Because you're out of touch, there may be worries. Just take your time and you'll understand. I see red lights through the night in the darkest corners. All the red lights can't be right, 'cause you get what you ordered. I see red lights through the night in the darkest corners. All the red lights can't be right, 'cause you get what you ordered. This next song is called Make Way for the Originals.
Just 4 days to go.
Offers for shares in the 12 regional electricity companies of England and Wales close 10 a.m. Wednesday, December the 5th.
Emo speaking.
Commissioner Drabhole's office.
Modern technology can make a fool out of anyone. And the new Sony E-Series Trinitron is no exception. Because with 3 separate speakers and Nicam digital stereo, the sound is so good, it's hard to tell which is the TV and which is the real thing. Sony, why compromise?
Not all black magic is mumbo jumbo.
We take herbs and we take spices to make that special taste.
Only Kentucky Fried Chicken has the secret blend of 11 herbs and spices. No wonder it's the world's favorite.
So chicken cooked our famous way has the taste that can't be beat. It's delicious tender chicken, herbs and spices too, that brings the taste so secret. Delicious.
Kentucky Fried Chicken, the secret's in the taste.
Lenny Henry is live and unleashed on the Movie Channel Wednesday night at 8:15.
Of our next guest, ladies and gentlemen, George Clinton said it's the birth of a legend. All the way from Sheffield, please welcome Harriet.
I don't talk or look the same as you do, and I don't dress in designer wear the way that you do. Oh, I may not have too much, but my love is true. Every man needs a woman sometimes to stop him from falling. Every woman like me needs a man to love and hold. Every man needs a woman sometimes to stop him from falling. 'Cause every woman like me sometimes needs a man like I don't live in a fancy house the way that you do, and I don't drive in the latest car the way that you do. I may not have too much, but my love is true.
fantastic Harriet, and she'll be back later. But in the meantime, please welcome the Rubber Bishops.
Good evening, we are the Jesus Posse, and we're here tonight to put the sus back into Jesus.
Yeah, the lig back into religion.
The dis back into disciple.
And the ecclesiaste back into ecclesiastical.
He's safe.
He's kicking.
He's the Lord. There's a rave on in heaven.
Jesus jacks to the house of God.
Security by St. Peter.
Get down the pearly gates.
And show your numbers. But first, an apology.
Sorry.
There it is. We'd just like to apologise for the fact that Thora Hurd could not be with us on this stage this evening.
No.
She was due to be here, but unfortunately, she's still recovering from a particularly nasty acid trip. So we'll move straight on then to the first in our series tonight, Song Classics.
Song Classics.
This is a collection of classic songs, as the name may suggest. And what we've done, quite straightforward here, is we've put together all the best loved and most often whistled songs of the past 350 years or so, and we've combined them all together into one large
tedious
festival
load of bollocks.
songs.
It goes
which
on
admittedly does
for
go a
days
rather long
and
time,
weeks,
unfortunately
and
longer
so
than we
all
do
we've
have
done,
time for
we've
this evening. So
shortened
basically,
it.
we've shortened it. We've taken this
shortened it
very
right
long
down.
thing and we've condensed
Compressed
it by
it
sweeping
right
in the
down.
edges
Really,
from both
really
sides
tiny,
to compress
really
it into something which is much smaller and
tiny,
therefore easier to deal with. It was rather
compressed it
large and slightly
right down.
garrulous, but now it's
Really
much more concise. So the best bits
tiny,
are in the tiny little
bijou songettes.
Thank you.
Are you going to Scarborough Fair?
No, I'm not. Strangers in the night, exchanging glances.
All right.
Fine. My old man said, get out of the bathroom and give someone else a chance.
Look, 10 to 9. I went to the supermarket the other day. They said, that'd be £4.91, please. I said, do you want the 7?
Anyway.
Joke time. Joke time. Joke time. Joke time. Joke time. Oh. How many amoeba does it take to change a light bulb?
I don't know. How many amoeba does it take to change a light bulb?
1, no, 2, no, 4, no 8, no 16, no 32, no 64, 128. No,
see, amoeba reproduce asexually. That's the
they
basis
divide
of
in
the
half
unicellular
each
organisms,
time,
and then they chop.
Never mind.
Okay, how about a political joke?
Political joke now.
What's the most unpopular name of a dog in Cambodia?
Cambodia.
Rouge.
Rouge.
Come here, Rouge.
Come here, Rouge. Come on. Come here, Rouge. Come here, Rouge. No, because you see, Pol Pot was an amoeba.
Come here,
and,
Rouge.
he's sort of year
tropics,
0,
and then
2,
there's
4.
two of them.
Never mind.
Okay,
Right, that's the topical material.
And now some tropical material.
Yeah.
And any Australians in this evening?
Any Australians in tonight? Yes. Yes, some Australians.
Brilliant.
What part of Australia are you from? Brisbane. Oh, I didn't ask you what your name was.
No, it's funnier when they say Sydney, isn't it? Well, we'd like to finish on a song.
Obviously.
And as we are actually real bishops...
Real bishops.
A lot of people find this hard to believe,
Yes.
I know, but we are. We'd like to finish on a devotional number.
Devotional number, I think. I've been brought up religious ever since I was a boy. As a child, I had a squeaky Jesus as a toy. I learned to love that latex lord. My friends thought me sadistic. I nailed it to some 3x4. It was goddamn realistic. Squeaky squeak went the latex lord. and the blood of man was spilled. Well, not blood so much, more taco sauce with which the hollow toy I'd filled. When I realized what I'd done, I was mortified with grief. The sight of our Lord in some Mexican dip made me question my very belief. But the Bible bug had bit me bad, and that's damn hard to say. I thought if I pray like I articulate, then Christ will look my way. My pa bred champion racing pigs. Though I doubted the validity of entering beasts into state competition not known for their rapidity. Every year he'd enter them, but he very seldom won. The fact that it was a speedway race didn't seem to bother him none. I said, Pa, them pigs are getting barbecued. Don't ever make you lose heart. He said, son, it's not the winning, it's just the taking part. I said, Pa, you're completely mad. Get some therapy now. He said,
Sure I will, right after I fix that spoiler on my cow.
Well, I left home the very next day. My tears fell down like water. Well, they would. I couldn't stand another day of needless porcine slaughter. My thoughts went out to those piggy souls in that great big sty up yonder who'd met their death being chopped up by a Harley or a Honda. And I prayed to the Lord to set things straight, and I vowed to do my bit. 'Cause if Jesus was a saddleback pig, then I'd slop out his shit. If Jesus was a saddleback, then I'd slop out his shit. If Jesus was a saddleback, then I'd slop out his shit. I'd exult in all the excrement that animal could emit. If Jesus was a saddleback, then I'd slop out his shit. If all the saints were mules and the donkey was the Lord, then the hygiene of the farmyard just might go by the board. But if I knew that pig was sanctified, I wouldn't mind one bit. 'Cause if Jesus was a saddleback, I'd pick up all the pieces of his venerated feces. If Jesus was a saddleback, then I'd slop out his shit. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, she was on a little while ago. Let's welcome back Harriet.
Till the rivers run dry, like a stain from a child's cry. Until the snow brings fall, my love will wait to hear it call. Baby, I know you understand. I want to love a man the way that I love you. I built you a temple, fill it with love, stone by stone, from mold to dust. I built you a
I was working in the lab late one night when my eyes beheld an eerie sight. My master from his slab began to rise, and suddenly, to my surprise,
He did the dash. I did the monster dash. The monster dash. It was a graveyard smash. He did the dash. I ran off like a flash. The monster dash. I did the monster dash.
the deadline approaches and Frank's gone round the bend. His prospectus has been stolen by his four-legged friend. He's trying to retrieve it without further delay, 'cause he's always had his head so on the right way.
He did the dash. I did the monster dash. The monster dash. It was a graveyard smash. He did the dash. I ran off like a flash. The monster dash. I did the monster dash. He did the dash.
Prospectuses available in banks and post offices. Offers for shares in the 12 regional electricity companies of England and Wales close 10 a.m. Wednesday, December the 5th.
What does he do for a living?
Please don't hurt my sister.
Kidnapped. Wednesday night at 10 on the Movie Channel.
Ladies and gentlemen, here we are, fashionable London's West End. Please welcome a skilled and sensitive performer, Viola Wills.
I like to think different, but deep down inside, I know I'm all alone. Way down inside, I know your love for me is gone. I don't want to hear it. Don't tell me now. Hurting me some other day. Way down in my soul, I can feel it, that your love is cold. Just don't wanna hear it. Don't tell me now. Hurt me some other day. What can it do you if you let me have my way? I just need one more night to be with you. Maybe one more day. Yeah. Way down gotta hurt me. If you really gotta go now, don't do it. Not now. Please. No. No. Do it some other
Viola Wills. She'll be back for more shortly. Now, a moment ago, in fact, in the commercial break, I'll tell you, the viewers at home, this. I asked the audience if they could think of names that would be for the JH on the bandstands. And there was Jack Hargreaves, Jimi Hendrix, and then somebody shouted out, Jeremy Hardy. Now, that is a coincidence, ladies and gentlemen, because he is here. Jeremy Hardy is here. Here he is.
Oh, thank you, loves. Thank you. Bless you terribly. I love you all desperately. I really do. Anyway, my dear loves and sweethearts, a couple of weeks ago... Oh, by the way, I must congratulate BSB on its merger with the Liberal Democrats. I think that's a marvellous thing. Maybe David Owen can get to run something now. But I've been to Canada, since you ask, and the thing that you notice when you get to Canada is that it's fucking enormous. It's absolutely huge, Canada, and it's far too big for what they've actually got there. There's nothing to justify the size of Canada whatsoever. That's why they all wear those big jackets, to try and pad out some of the room. And they have adverts for Air Canada, and they say, Canada, a world of possibilities. Nothing definite. And in that advert, they show you about 7 things. And there's a man that goes like that, and there's a woman in a frock, and they show you about 7 things, and that's all they've got there. And they're all in the hotel room when you arrive. But it's all right to slag off the Canadians, because they're racist bastards, they are. All of them. All Canadians are racist. It's in their blood. But what else has happened? What else has happened since we last spoke? Oh, Eastbourne by-election, the first time in England that a candidate from the IRA has been elected. That rebounded horribly on the Tories, that, didn't it? They said that a vote against the Tories is a vote for the IRA. And the IRA won. And who'd have thought it of the people of Eastbourne? They all look so innocent, don't they? Shuffling along the prom in their flat caps and overcoats and things, all those safe guest houses everywhere. Who'd have thought it was a hotbed of Republican support? The Bogside, the Falls Road and the Sunnyview retirement home. And the following day on the radio, they had somebody from the Tories saying, this is terrible, this by-election result. What this means is that it is now possible to change the composition of the House of Commons by blowing up MPs. Well, you shouldn't put ideas into people's minds, really, should you? But imagine if it was true, though. Imagine the returning officer going, as returning officer, I declare that the number of votes cast was as follows. Mr. David Bellotti, IRA. But you can see from that ridiculous attempt at a campaign how desperate the Tories are. The Tories know they're finished. They're in a complete mess. That's why Thatcher wants to have this war. She knows she's finished. She wants to take a few thousand people with her when she goes. Poor old Fatty Heath, God love him, the old tart. He went to try and, smooth things over a bit, and Thatcher was furious, because she's up for this war business. She's not having this. And it's really confusing, this putative war, because, a couple of years ago, Iran was the bet noir. We all hated Iran. They were boggle-eyed Muslim loonies, and we liked Iraq. They could be our mates because they weren't Iran's mates. Now Iran's our mates because we don't like Iraq, and they're not mates. I don't know if this is a foreign policy shift or just a typing error. And Thatcher says, well, it's no good Saddam just thinking he can pull out and not have a war, because if he pulls out of Kuwait, he's got to pay compensation. She said, after all, if somebody comes to your house and takes all your stuff, you expect compensation. Unless it's the bailiffs and you haven't paid your poll tax, of course. But you have to admit that Saddam is a bit of an old bastard, really, because, I mean, the worst thing that he did in Kuwait, actually, was he imposed a caretaker government. Caretaker government. Imagine a prime minister going, "Get the bloody old fat cricket square, just roll, what?" I was a prisoner of war, you know. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I can play the washboard. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. But these Ninja Turtles are a caution, aren't they? Oh, I like them. I like them. I like the young people's minds to be corrupted by this kind of thing. I think they're good, the Ninja Turtles. So they're trying to make out that the Ninja Turtles are called Hero Turtles. They're not. They're not. In America, they're called Ninja Turtles. This is the biggest act of duplicity they've tried to inflict on young people since they tried to make us believe that Top Cat was really called Bus Cat. Because they thought we wouldn't understand, and you're watching the programme thinking, well, obviously, Officer Dibble doesn't know what he's talking about, and the man from the BBC knows better. Continuity announcers has got a handle on the situation. Benny and Fancy are all over the place in this shit, really. And they've done this with the Ninja Turtles now. They've tried to make out that they are called Hero Turtles because they think the word ninja is disturbing to young minds. The idea that there are 6-foot talking reptiles living in the drains isn't disturbing. But the word ninja will turn them into psychotic bedwetting vigilantes. And I noticed they didn't change the word mutant to well-built or something. Mutation's obviously all right for the Sellafield generation. I'll tell you another thing that bothers me, is that I pay my taxes so that people in prison can have sociology degrees and colour television and sports facilities in prison when most of them are innocent and shouldn't be in there anyway. I mean, from what you can gather, the only guilty people in the nick now are the Guinness people. Only ones we know for sure actually did it. And they only got done because Guinness comes from Ireland. And they know now that the DPP and Home Secretary, they've got to let the Birmingham Six go now. They've got to let them out because every fucker knows that they're innocent. So they have to let them go, but they don't want to be seen to do it because it's a climb down. So they want to sort of sneak them out when nobody's looking. Like if Ireland had beaten Italy in the World Cup, they'd have snuck them out then. Just after the pubs closed, they'd have done it then. Desperate to get shot of these men without actually having to release them in the glare of publicity. They probably leave their cell doors open at night and have maps and railway tickets pinned on notice boards. And Lord Denning, one of our finest legal minds, recently announced that the Birmingham Six should be hanged, which is brilliant if you support the Birmingham Six, because Lord Denning is a punchy, drooling psychopath. And anything that he says is automatically discarded by any reasonable human being. And Lord Denning wrote this weird thing in the Spectator newspaper, which is, I mean, I can't really imagine people reading the Spectator, but apparently they do. Because you can't get into right-wing people's way of thinking anyway, because right-wing people are so weird. Right-wing people say things like, "Are you a socialist, Earl? You're a socialist? Well, I see you're not too socialist to wear shoes." And Lord Denning wrote this weird thing about his views of the world in The Spectator, and I was trying to imagine people reading The Spectator in the morning saying, "Darling, Lord Denning says the Birmingham Six should be hanged." "Does he? Good." "Yes, then he goes on to say that crop circles are part of an international Jewish conspiracy." Well, I'm sure he was just tired by that point in the interview. And people say, poor old Lord Denning, he's past his best now. He's better now, he's improved. Because at least he can't get around so much. He does less harm. I reckon judges in this country are like painters and artists in other countries. They're allowed to be bonkers. You know, like people like Dali, Van Gogh, completely out of their fucking minds. In this country, it's the judiciary. Difficult word to say at the best of times. And, I mean, it's like people's attitude to judges is like, oh, of course, they're temperamental. You expect it of them, really, don't you? Temperamental to the judicial mind. But they're ever so talented, though. But I still get people say, well, how do you know the Birmingham Six didn't do it? How can you tell they're innocent? Prove to me. How do you know? I mean, how do you know? How can you prove to me? You? How can you say you personally? How can you tell me? I say, well, I mean, I can't prove to you. I mean, apart from the fact they were beaten up, made to sign false confessions, fitted up with bogus forensic evidence and were somewhere else at the time, I can't give you a cast iron guarantee. And they say, well, it must have been somebody. I mean, they were available. I mean, you've got to arrest somebody, haven't you? I mean, somebody must have done it. I mean, you've got to nick somebody. I mean, who did it? I mean, who did it if it wasn't them? Hey, you tell me that. Hey, who did it? And I say, look, I mean, I don't know who did it, but I have visited the Birmingham Six inside, and I have visited my nan in an old people's home. And I have to say that of the two, the more likely candidate is my nan. And they say, well, why haven't you given her name to the police then? I was thinking about the royal family. I don't know why, I must have been feeling trigger happy or something. But, bless them, they work so hard. They do a lot of work for tourism. It's because they're always on holiday, that's why. But, but you can't help but be fascinated by the royal family because they're like a soap opera. They're always on the box. They're always doing stuff to keep themselves in the frame. They're always on the box the whole time because they just get married a lot and have babies all the time. They have babies, they get married, they have troopings of colours and things. They have birthdays. They get 2 birthdays a year, your royals. 2 each they get. Queen Mother's only 45. She looks fucking dreadful in my opinion. They saturate the media with stuff about them to the point that you can't help but be fascinated. Like, there'll be a wedding and you think, I'm not interested, I don't care about the royals, I don't want to watch it. I'll go in the kitchen, I'll reorganise the empty yoghurt cartons or something. You could be an axe-wielding Trotskyist, but within 5 minutes you're going, oh, I'm not sure about that frock. I think the Emanuels have let themselves down rather badly this time. I expect Che Guevara was up in the Latin American mountains tuning into the World Service for Prince Charles's O-level results. Windsor, 0. But I was feeling sorry for them. I was feeling sorry for the royals because I thought, well, they never get to see a wedding on the telly, do they? Because the only weddings on the telly are their weddings, and they're always there, so they miss them. Because I haven't got the collective intelligence to program the video. So I thought, well, they must have specially made programmes about ordinary people getting married, and they sit around and watch them on special royal news or something. And the announcer's going, and here they are now, the bride and groom, leaving Brixton Registry Office, this hallowed municipal building set 4 square on the Brixton Road. The bride, Teresa, looks around as if to say, typical dad, reparking the fucking car when we're ready to do the pictures. The groom there, Tony, 7th in line to promotion at Quick Weld, exhaust you like. And now the bride, reluctantly and in time-honoured fashion, receives the kisses of the groom's friends. Will, Lee, Bazza, Errol, Kev, and their Keith. Keith, whose idea it was to leave the groom hanging naked from the Humber Bridge in the early hours of this morning. Anyway, you've been delightful. I love you desperately. I'd like to lick peanut butter off your nipples, all of you. And I'm going to lie down in the green room now. Cheers.
Enjoyable show this evening, cram-packed full of stuff, and now it's time for the big finale. From his it, we have Tony Coleman on the guitar and Daniel Washington to give us a bit of a voice. It would have been impossible for you not to notice and fallen in love with the delightful voice of Harriet, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go the whole hog. Don't stop there, I say. Let's bring on Viola Wills as well, ladies and gentlemen. And now, with Viola coming down the stairs, I say to Gilson Lavis, give us that shuffle, Daddy!
We'd like to thank you for taking the time.
time. Ain't nothing better than now, right now. And if you're looking for a good time, right here where it starts, yeah. Yeah! Good time, everybody. Hey!
The Happening returns next Saturday at 10 on Sky One.